ChatGPT just released some crazy updates, mainly aimed though at developers. But stick around for like 5 to 8 minutes, and I'm going to tell you exactly what they mean also for the everyday person, because that's what I'm all about. So if you don't know me, let me just do a quick introduction of what this is and what we're going to learn real quick. So my name is Jordan Wilson. I'm the host of Everyday AI. So we're a daily live stream podcast and free daily newsletter helping everyday people like you and me learn and leverage AI. So uh, OpenAI is the parent company of ChatGPT, and they just had their Developer Day conference where they unveiled a ton of new stuff. But let's just quickly go over the big ones, 9 in particular, and talk about what they mean for the everyday person, not necessarily the developer. So let's actually start. Let's start with this. So this is Sam Altman here on screen, and this is where he went over kind of the 6 big updates, mainly for developers, but I'm going to tell you what they mean for all of us. All right, so number 1 was GPT-4 Turbo. What that means is a faster, more accurate model, and also a longer context window. So ChatGPT essentially has a memory, and once you get past that memory, it's going to start forgetting things. But for developers and for us, that means it's going to make its way to products. 2 is more control. So a little more control without getting too technical, some JSON control and better control over how these models act. All right, and these 6 on the screen, these are really going to play out in the different products that you use that maybe aren't even ChatGPT. That like you will see all of these things inside ChatGPT, but there's probably a lot of other products you use, whether you know it or not, that tap into OpenAI's API, and that's where you're going to see most of these updates in other products that you use. Number 3 was better knowledge. So being able to, developers will be able to upload outside documents and also have the knowledge cutoff, which used to be September 2021, will now be April 2023. And again, a lot of these updates are already rolling out to ChatGPT. Number 4 was new modalities, which is, DALL-E 3. Again, so many of these have already started to be rolled out over the last couple of weeks. DALL-E 3, which is OpenAI's AI image generator. Vision, which is essentially allowing ChatGPT to kind of read, be able to see, hear, talk. Also a new kind of voice API, Whisper v3. So all these things will be available in the API for other products to use. So these other products are going to get a lot more exciting now that they have access to all of this. Number 5 is customization. So being able to build much more custom models. And number 6, higher rate limits. So what that means is essentially more tokens. Again, without getting too technical, essentially these 6 things on the screen are very important for developers to make better products that all of us are going to be using. All right, now 3 more that Sam Altman here, the CEO of OpenAI, mentioned in his talk, but didn't really make it on the screen necessarily, but I think they're extremely important. All right, those are, and we'll just say, number 7 is copyright shield. So this is OpenAI following suit of other big companies like Adobe have said, if you use our product and for whatever reason, if you run into legal trouble, our new copyright shield is going to help cover those costs. They didn't get into the specifics, but they did say this was for enterprise and API customers. So again, it might not be something that affects the daily user inside ChatGPT. It doesn't look, at least right now, there's a lot of clarity on if that copyright shield extends to the average user. Once we find out, we'll obviously update this video. Also, it's going to be cheaper, much cheaper. And that actually, it is cheaper for developers, about 2 to 3 times cheaper to be able to use GPT products. But this is why that affects all of us. Well, if you are using a tool that's maybe been very expensive and they said, hey, our costs are high, you might see those costs go down. And, maybe you as a user should ask, especially if there's a product that is very expensive. I think it's worth always keeping developers in check on this kind of thing. And then last, but definitely not least, is the ChatGPT updates. And probably one of the biggest ones is the ability. Well, one is Sam Altman did say that the GPT-4 Turbo, so kind of the kind of better model of GPT-4 is going to be rolled out inside ChatGPT, which includes, in theory, and it should, the longer context window. That's going to be the biggest thing, is having that much longer context window. So what that means is ChatGPT, in theory, is going to start forgetting less and to be able to remember more. So that context window, I believe, is 125,000 tokens, which is about 94,000 words. So much larger, going from, depending on what you were using, probably about an 8K context window to 125,000 K token context window is huge for the everyday user of ChatGPT. All right. And then obviously the biggest one I think here is GPT's. So not the best name, I don't think, but introducing GPTs here on the screen. And what these are is custom GPTs. So giving everyday people the ability, without having to use code, to build these kind of your own small little chatbots that you can give multiple custom instructions to, extra knowledge, and combine different skill sets. So I've always loved plugins, so I think that these custom GPTs are going to replace a lot of my plugin use, if I'm being honest, because you'll be able to upload all of your documents into a custom GPT to be able to train it to respond in a certain way, all without being a developer or knowing how to code. And all these things are available in the base plan of ChatGPT Plus. All right, that was a lot, but I hope this helped. And if it did, please do me a favor, subscribe to this channel, but also go to youreverydayai.com, sign up for that free daily newsletter. We do this every single day. We help people learn and leverage and understand generative AI. So I hope to see you back for another AI in 5. Thanks, y'all.